Mm-hmm.
Boy, I sure do love the people that run our apartment.
So do I. I mean, what is it? 2 p.m. and they're doing yard work? I mean...
Madness.
I understand, because most people are usually at work around 2 p.m. and,
it's not like they're doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, if you hear the annoying hum in the background, that's not suddenly like, Jag, you need to check the fan on your computer, man.
No, that's all them, not us.
They're nice people, they do a good job. What I was referencing is not only just the annoying noise that just happens to be interrupting our podcast. Okay, so we've had signs put on our front door for the past 3 weeks. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Being like, hello, we're going to inspect your apartment on either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
So it's the beginning of the month we've been getting these things, like...
And then it's like, it says Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then it's like Thursday at like 6 p.m. We're just like, where are they? And then the week after, like the following Monday, there's another sticker on the door like, oh, we'll be in your apartment like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week.
Sorry about that. We didn't know what was the problem.
We don't have any specific times because we're doing like all the other apartments and whatever. They don't have specific times for anyone. They did it 3 times, and we were just like, come on already. Get this done. They finally sent us... The funny thing is, after the 3rd letter, they said Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday morning. So they still had 2 days. We had a sign on our door that was just like... That just said like, okay guys, we will be in these buildings. There's like 5 or 6 of them or whatever. We'll be at building... We think we're 4. We haven't checked yet. If we are, it's like, we'll be at building 4 on...
Wednesday. We are going to be in Wednesday 2 weeks from now.
Like September 8th or whatever. And I love it because I just read it and it's all professional, but basically it's just like, guys, we're just going to send you like 2 more of those letters. We're doing shit. We're not going to get to your place.
We fucked up. I'm sorry.
Maybe they're busy ripping up the grass over there. I wonder what they're doing then.
Yeah, I think they're just doing like yard work, and they want to get the yard work done before they...
If they want to get something done, the sidewalk, the little curve down there, we don't walk all the way straight out of our apartment. The sidewalk goes straight, and then it curves to the right if you're facing outward, and it goes down like the hill. What do you mean? I'm not telling you. I'm telling them. And then that's where like the handicap thing would be. But we never walk all the way down there. We just walk down the little hill that's like grass right there by the road.
Bitch to walk down during the middle of the winter.
Yeah, it is, because you slip half the time.
Because there's no actual pavement there. Like, there should be, like, they should make, like, a little, like, not steps. Just concrete steps, just right there.
Just a little pavement thing.
And then that way we can, like, shovel it off and...
It'd be nice.
Yes, it would. And it wouldn't look bad.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember, a couple months ago, before... Because there was a change in management or whatever.
Yeah. Before
the change of management, they were like, they saw that because, everyone walks there, so around it is like all grassy, but then that's just dirt. And instead of, changing that into pavement, they tried to like plant seeds and grass and everything, and they put a little sign on like, oh, don't walk in this area while the grass is growing. And then they took it off, and then within 2 weeks later, the grass was like all torn up because, we fucking walk there.
We're not walking around, and we're not talking about, like, feet, people. Like, all the way down there, that's a good, like, 30, 40 feet to get on the sidewalk and then walk back around to get to our building. Like, no one's going to do that.
It's a tiny bit of an inconvenience. I'm just going to say that.
And even when they had the little poles and rope, whatever, to be like, don't walk here. We just walked around and just ruined the grass on the outside of it.
They seriously need to... I'd do it, but I'd probably get in trouble. I don't know exactly what to do. I don't know how to go about putting pavement into the ground.
Hence the name.
Okay.
Putting pavement into a ground. Putting pavement into a ground. That's the name of the episode.
Did you say a ground or the ground?
You said a ground.
Okay.
Putting pavement into a ground. I'm gonna start saying that every episode so people understand. We won't explain our whole premise behind the name. Because we already did that a couple times. Yeah. But I could just say, like, that's the name of the episode.
That's the name of the episode. Hence the name.
Hence the name. Hello!
Hello!
I'm JaqDanical.
I'm Droid Zachariah.
Welcome back to Hence the Name.
Yes. Welcome.
I really hope that stops soon.
It won't. It's gonna happen, like, the entire time. I can almost guarantee it.
Oh, well, I can normalize it or some shit. I have the magic
power of editing software.
The magic power of software that other people made.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, what is that sound? Because I heard it.
It's just your sister walking. She works at 2:30 today.
Oh, okay.
So, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you? I am a little tired, but that's okay. I did take a nap today, so I'd be awake during the podcast.
Yeah, I went to bed at 5.
I went to bed about 7 or 8. Got up about 12:30. So.
Oh, well, good.
I got some sleep.
I came into your room and I gave you some Swedish fish, and I was just like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, you go to bed.
Because I was up all night working on my game and stuff.
How is that going, by the way? How's your game? How's that?
Good. I'm learning some very important things when it comes to working on, like, bigger projects and stuff. Basically, I learned this tip where if you spend more than, like, half an hour trying to figure out how to do something, you should put it aside and work on something else.
And then just table it and come back to something else?
And come back to it later.
Yeah.
Push it to the end. Because I spent like half an hour trying to figure out how to... Because I know how to make a skybox. You know, the little outside thingy when you look around to make a sense of the world that you're in or whatever. Mm-hmm. I know how to make one of those, but I don't know how to make like a space-looking thing in like Photoshop or whatever.
Okay.
I tried Googling that and I couldn't really find any tutorial, so I followed that tip and I was just like, okay, I'll just make a black skybox and just... I'll come back to and I'll polish it later.
I'll do something with it later.
Because what you do is you focus too much on this one thing and you're like, I can't figure this out. And that tiny little thing just becomes a little ticking bomb. And so you don't necessarily give up on the entire project, but you'll spend half an hour looking on that thing and then just go like, you know what, I quit for right now. Mm-hmm. And then you'll just close Unity 3D and you'll just start watching.
You'll forgot to save and then you'll start all over again and...
I want to beat this mission in the game. I'm having so much trouble with this. And then you'll just be like, screw it, and you'll just quit the game. It's like, go do another mission.
Go do another mission. But see, I'm a little bullheaded, so, because it's like, I need to beat this mission. So let's do another. No! I can't let the game prove that it's better than me. I'm gonna do this one. Zach, it's a level 50 mission. You're level 7. I don't care. I can do this. You can't do this 5 hours later. I can't do this. I give up. I'm going to do other missions.
We did that in Borderlands.
Yeah, we did.
We learned that the hard way. We ran
into the first one, not the second. Borderlands.
Alright, fair enough. We can clarify that. In the first Borderlands.
There's that...
We ran to the corner and we were like level 2 and we went into this area. And there was like a big guy with like a giant machine gun. And he was like level 13. We were level 2. And we put like our entire ammo supply into his face. And it's like, we're not doing anything to this guy.
That was so fun. I remember that was frustrating, but that was really fun. It's not like we died once. We went back again and again and again to kill this dude. And then later, when we were about the same level, we killed him in like 2 minutes and we're like, oh, that's it? This is the guy that gave us so much trouble?
It's like, yeah, screw this guy. Actually felt kind of good.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Maybe that's why people like MMOs so much. I'm good.
I'm not... MMOs and MOBAs,
I watched some videos recently. I mean, you saw them too, where it's like, oh, after watching these people like learn about the game, like World of Warcraft or whatever, it's like, okay, I see why you guys are having fun, you know, having your little party and whatever, but it's like, that's just not the game for me.
It's I mean, I've played a few MMOs, and they're okay, but...
What have you been playing?
I used to play Perfect World in college, and then I kind of stopped, because there's no reason to play that game for me.
Because it wasn't perfect anymore.
It wasn't perfect. I mean, I might pick it back up like every once in a while, just like, oh, yeah, I remember this game, but for the most part, nah.
You don't even have it installed on your computer.
Nope.
You say stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'll get to that. You mean that thing that at the moment you have like no access to?
Yeah.
I can just log back into my old account, and you're not going to. I might. You're not. I won't.
I won't. You're right, I won't.
You're too busy playing Tales of the Borderlands.
Yes, that's a really good game, by the way. It's probably one of the best modern Telltale games.
Oh my god,
there.
The writing is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
That game is hilarious.
And you've only done the first episode?
I've only done the first episode.
Something I like is how it can go from really funny to kind of serious, and then like back again, and it blends the perfect amount of...
Have you ever died?
Once, I think.
Do you know what you do when you die?
It's just kind of like...
All I know is it says game over, and I've had to like shut the game off and turn it back on.
Really?
Well, I've tried hitting buttons on the controller. I've hit every button on the controller, and I hit like the escape button on the keyboard. If I click exit, it's like I have to like quit to the main menu. I finally figured that out. There is no like, just like Now, when you quit to the main menu and you click on the episode and you click continue, it'll put you... The first time I did that, it put me at a checkpoint, like, literally 2 button presses from it. I died at, like, the 4th QTE in one of the things.
Okay.
It put me at the first one. The second time I died, it put me back, like, 2 minutes.
Because usually when I died, it just kind of reset itself.
Nope, it doesn't.
Oh, I thought it did.
It just sits right on the game over screen.
Huh.
And you have to hit escape or start. By the way, I might try using, like I told you before, I might try using the keyboard and mouse when I play episodes 2 through 4, which I need to play because he finished 4, and then he just, like, came up to me. He was just like, Taylor, will you do the Steam sharing thingy and start playing Tales of the Borderlands? I was like, okay, I like those games, and I love Borderlands. What's the big deal? I just finished episode 4, and there's like these giant spoilers I want to talk about, and I can't talk about them with you because you haven't played the fucking game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really good. If you like Borderlands, but if you liked the Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep or whatever it was, where it's focused more on characters than it was on story, then you'll like Tales of the Borderlands because it's all about the characters and the character interaction. I mean, there is a story there, but it's not like some big save the world type of thing, you know? It's smaller.
There's a lot of really good characters. Boy, we sure like to speak out about video games.
Yeah, we do. We do like to speak out about video games.
It's time for Speak Out.
Yes. Nice segue.
Thank you. Time to read our... I decided that we should start... I was thinking about that before our podcast.
Yeah?
Cast while you were getting pizza and stuff, Like, maybe every episode we could, like, really quickly just, like, explain what we're doing in case somebody just pops in on an episode. It's time for Speak Out, where we read funny, stupid, and sometimes interesting little comments left in a local newspaper.
In the section that's called, in the newspaper, it's called Speak Out, so...
We've got Dirty Politics. What is the value of prediction?
I want to read that one.
And makes no sense.
I'll let you read the other two if you let me read what is the value of prediction.
Deal.
Okay.
All 3 today are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to read them, and whoever's writing it, it's like, what are you talking about?
What?
Alright. And then sometimes we like to read them in weird little voices.
Wait, it stopped.
The sweet silence of people not doing yard work for a little bit.
I have to ask one question before we begin.
What?
What is that thing on the floor?
Oh. That is a muffin wrapper.
Oh, okay.
My bad. That's all.
Alright, I was like, is that... What is that? Should I touch it? It might be like cat poop.
It's just a crumpled up muffin wrapper.
Okay.
That's
Do you
all.
eat them? The muffin wrappers? Have you ever or cupcake wrappers?
Yes, when I'm done eating the muffin, I take the wrapper, you hold it in your hand like it's flat so that the part that was around the muffin's on top, and then you put it in your mouth so it folds out, and then you chew on it.
And then I just swallow it.
Well, it is just paper. It's not gonna.
Yeah.
If someone's like, "Ew, gross," it's paper. It's not gonna hurt you. I chew on it, get the last of the flavor, and plus I just like chewing on things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you spit it out. I must have missed the trash can. Anyway.
Sorry about that.
Enough for muffin segue. Speak out. Alright. Dirty politics. Being from the big city, I've seen it in action. Politicians will use the race card, black against white. They will use the class card, the poor against the rich, to get in. And they do. It's a shame. We have an election coming up pretty soon, and you really don't know who to believe. I know one thing. They wanted me to become a politician. They were going to pay for everything, and I asked my dad, should I do that? He said, let's put it this way. Once you join the party, you have no private life. You do exactly what they say, or else you don't get along. It's part of the dirty politics. Vote for the person you think will do the best job, and hopefully they won't be influenced by the lobbyists, big money, or some of the institutions we have that is part of the government and we don't know it.
I don't think anyone was asking you to be a politician.
I don't know who you are, sir or madam, but I don't think anyone was asking you to become a politician.
No.
Vote for the person you think will do the best job, and hopefully they won't be influenced by all this shit. Yeah, good luck with that.
Hopefully they will. It's sad.
It's like, go to one of your favorite restaurants and hope that the chef doesn't accidentally screw up and burn your steak.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't spit in your food and cut their finger and some of the blood gets in your salad and they're just like, oh, I'll just mix it with the French dressing and they'll never know.
Good Lord. Was your dad a politician? How old were you when you asked your dad?
Yeah, because...
Were you like 35 and just like, hey dad, should I be a politician? Go for it, son. Follow your dreams. Sit in a giant chair in Congress and get paid millions of dollars by Burger King so that you won't sign the Ban Burger King Act of 2015.
He was like an 8-year-old. Dad! I want to go into politics. I want to be a student president.
That's why your mother left.
How
Why that was so funny to me.
I want to be a student president. Well, you better hope that you don't get any bribes. A little kid comes up. I'm from the Smarty. I don't know why I chose Smarty.
Hi, I'm from the back of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Of the cafeteria. Here's a Snickers. Put Pepsi in the water fountains.
Here they're trying to make us eat healthy.
I want to watch an entire video skit of just like the entire government, like all three branches and whatnot, but it's just like kids talking about.
Yeah, like it's like, you know the show House of Cards?
I've read about that.
Yeah, where it's like that, except it's like elementary school politics.
So we're not talking about gun laws. We're talking about like we need to stop putting pencils in the ceiling.
Yeah. And it's like one kid trying to manipulate all the other kids to doing what he wants.
I would watch that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be a pretty fun show. Come on, people. Get on it.
Oh, get on this shit. Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. Alright. You want to read yours now?
Okay. So this is actually a response to another one we read. Because the other one we read was, it was actually a smart article. That makes sense. And basically it said that...
There was a previous article commenting... There was a thing in a Speak Out before talking about a Speak Out before that where the first guy was like, it's the end times. And then the second one, he was just like...
No, it's not. Change happens because that's what happens. Change is a thing that's going to happen, and every single generation before them has always thought, well, this thing that I don't understand is different, so obviously it's the end of the world. You're an idiot.
The first guy was like, there's no birds, so the population's dying or whatever, he was like, there's no birds next to the sign that says no birds, that says no feeding the birds. And then we loved it because the second guy was just like, there's no birds here because no one's feeding them, you moron.
And so this is a response to that second one. And what is the value of prediction? And response to speak out, not end times. If your quote, predictions are not worth the paper they are written on, 90% never happen, is accurate. So, what is the value of your prediction of, no, the end is not coming soon?
If you wanna be a smartass, it's a good point. But I hate that shit in like debates where it's like you call him up and it's just like, my opponent needs to prove that he's right, and then you come up and real talk, you're right, but still stupid if you just come up and go like, well, my opponent needs to prove I'm wrong.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like you can see the smug ass look on his face when he was like, I'll show him. It's just
So where's your proof that the end is not coming?
Because people have been predicting the end times since the beginning of time, and it hasn't happened yet.
And you said just yesterday, it's like, we can talk about it. Mm-hmm. It's easier to come to a conclusion that something won't happen than it will.
Yeah, it's like, because if you go, this thing won't happen. Oh, look, this thing didn't happen, obviously. With this, you kind of have to have some evidence, some physical evidence.
Tonight, Zach, when your mother goes to work, she will, in fact, wear a red t-shirt. You would have to factor in all the shirts she has, and there's like a percentage chance of her. It's, if you just say like, she's not going to. It's like, I don't think your mom owns that many red shirts. Yeah. So, you're not stating it as like a God-given fag, but it makes more sense to just assume like, she's probably not going to.
Also, okay, so I remember when I was a little kid, those tabloids, do you remember those tabloids that would say, the end time is happening, the end time is coming?
Yes.
I remember when the first time I was had enough cognitive thought to actually understand what they were saying, I was like, oh no, the end time is going to happen in 3 years or something. It was like a specific date that they said that the end time was going to happen. And then that date happened, and nothing happened. Okay, I was a very scared child, and I believed almost everything. If an adult said something, then I kind of believed them.
That's usually how it works.
So it's like, and I was always afraid of the end of the world. That was like a really, that was a big fear for me. Like I'm talking about like the whole rapture thing and everything. Just that was, what if I'm not, part of that? What if I'm stuck here on Earth? It was a whole like inner fear thing. And so when I read that, I was scared. Like I was like legit just like, I am going to be left alone, and I'm not going to go to heaven, and my mom and dad are going to go to heaven, and then I'm going to be left here on Earth, all by myself, and then I was like 5.
Yeah, if we had a camera, you could see that I'm giving him a look.
I was 5.
You were dumb.
I was 5, and then like the date came and gone. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of bullshit. Oh,
I was ready for this.
I was not ready for this. I had steeled myself, but I was not prepared. Either that or no one went to... It happened, and no one went to heaven.
So basically, saying something won't happen in general is better.
Mm-hmm.
And just specifically talking about the end times. It's like, guys, the world's going to end tomorrow. Steve, shut up.
Unless there's like a giant asteroid coming towards us,
You just look up in the sky. I don't remember there being 2 moons.
Yeah.
There's like a smaller one. It's like, it's getting bigger.
Oh. Oh no.
Good lord. One more speak out.
One more.
This is my favorite. The title of the speak out reflects exactly what it is. Makes no sense. It makes no... Wait, I already did a voice like that. It makes no sense to me. You can take an animal, a pet cat, dog whatever into a store for whatever reason, and you can have them in the main lobby of a hotel where other people are, but yet it is against the rules at gas stations, stores, and whatever. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, first of all, service. Second of all, that is one sentence.
Oh, gee, that is what there is.
Give me a break. I need water for that. Holy crap.
So, the only way that I know they can have an animal in a store...
Or a hotel?
Not necessarily a hotel. Hotels are a different thing. But in a store is if you need a service animal. If I need a service animal, like if I'm blind and I need a seeing eye dog, then yes, I can have one. But besides that, you can't really bring your pet cat... I have a gerbil.
Into a store for whatever reason.
Or if it's like a pet store, you can bring your dog in and...
Yeah, but you can't You can't have your cat in your arms and walk into Walmart with it.
Yeah, no. I don't know where... With hotels, there are some hotels that just let you bring your pet because, you're on vacation and just like, I want to bring my dog with me. So,
There's specific ones like that.
But
yeah, it's against the rules at gas stations, stores, and whatever... that you can't wear... Like, why am I allowed to bring my cat into Walmart, but I'm not allowed to go into a gas station without a shirt? You're not allowed to bring your cat into Walmart, and you're not allowed to walk into the store with no shirt or no shoes because that's
nobody
gross.
wants to see that.
Because it's gross. You walk to McDonald's, nobody wants to see your bare feet plopping all over the floor while I'm eating.
I've had a few people come into my gas station without having shoes on. But I wasn't able to get to them in time, so I couldn't tell them, get out!
No shirt, no shoes. Like, I would buy the thing, you gotta have a shirt on, dude.
Or, what would happen is, I wouldn't see that they didn't have any shoes on, because, I'm not looking at their feet.
Yeah, you're behind the counter.
Until they, walk away, I'm just oh.
Like, damn it, I wasn't supposed to give you anything.
The worst part is I had someone who had no shoes on, and they brought them their, little dog. Just really?
Sir, you need to leave.
Please get out. Get the fuck out.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
HenceTheName Podcast is not sponsored by Kit Kat.
No, we are not. Unless you work for Kit Kat and you want to talk, then, we could always... it's not my favorite candy bar, but I really do like it.
We'll eat it on the podcast. I like Kit Kats. They're good. They're crunchy.
It was the big ones, the really big ones.
We need news music. That sounds like a funny thing to do.
Okay.
When we transition to the news,
should we have different transition music for each segment?
And not even. I like that idea. Maybe we'll figure out something later. That'd be kind of fun. In my brain, I'm going. Da, 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 da. It's that's the football.
Man, that's the NFL.
That's the football thing. Hello, I'm JaqDanical.
And I'm Giant Zachariah.
Welcome to HTN at 2 p.m. Start Stop Stories. Teacher who was late 111 times says he was eating breakfast. A New Jersey elementary school teacher who was allowed to keep his job despite being late for work 111 times in 2 years says eating breakfast is the reason for his tardiness. An arbitrator in New York rejected an attempt by the Roosevelt Elementary School to fire 15-year-old veteran Arnold Anderson from his $19,000 a year job, saying he was entitled to progressive discipline. Anderson remained suspended without pay until January 1st. Speaking to the Associated Press on Friday, Anderson said he was 1 to 2 minutes late for work because he lost track of time while eating breakfast. He says it's been very painful to not have a paycheck, but he concedes being fired would have been worse. He says he will be early when he returns to work.
What would be the point where you talk to him about, when would you go, okay, listen, you
Having 11 is really weird.
Yeah, it's okay, something's up.
Isn't that wouldn't it be 10 times?
I do because it was only a minute or two, I'd probably do 20 or 30.
That is a lot, dude. That is a lot of leeway.
It's just a minute, it's he just barely made it.
But it's still, I don't know. Okay, let's be real.
Yeah.
If I'm being personal, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I want to Google, why is being late to work? Why is being late to... Like, I mean, if I just read some bullshit, it's like, well, there's your loyalty, or just like whatever. It's like, I don't care.
Like, this is kind of problem just like with my job. Is like, if you're late to work like by a minute, no one gives a shit. If you're late to work by like half an hour or 15 minutes, people give a shit.
One of the most important obligations which an employee owes an employer is to be at the place of work at the times scheduled. Oh, okay, I found the bullshit. When an employee is absent from work... Oh, absent. Damn it. Whoops. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. Here, I'll just read it and tell you where I'm coming from. When an employee is absent from work, the employer's interest would be injured because the employee's work remains undone, or some other employees have to do the work for him. Yeah, that's absent if you're gone. I personally, I understand people would argue, like, work conduct, or it just sounds like a bunch of big words that would be bullshit. He's a teacher, so he's a minute late to class. Okay, the students are going to sit there for a minute, and what, are their brains going to rot?
There's a difference between, like, a teacher and, like, my job at a gas... If I'm late for work by 30... Well, okay, not even... Yeah, if I'm late for work by a minute, as I said, nobody gives a shit, because it's... Ooh, wow, it's a minute. No one cares.
Yeah, but if you're late for, like, 10 minutes, you've told me that means that the person that's behind the counter for, like, the day whatever shifts right before you, they kind of have to stay there until you show up, so you're making them wait.
And then there's also like the 10 minutes of them counting the drawer, closing the register, clocking out, and them doing like taking out their trash or whatever, and it's kind of rude.
So you get to work, so they're not just like, damn it, Zach.
Yeah, because I know what that feels like. I know it's like where a person is 30 minutes and I'm like, where the hell have you been? Like,
and I know what it's like when you work a job and like 5-10 minutes go by and you're doing something that needs like 2 people. You're doing it all by yourself and you're just like, where the hell is he?
There was one time where, well, there's a few times where I had a person working and they were supposed to be the manager for that day. And it was like an hour or two. I was supposed to have gotten off the shift like an hour or two, like, because I get off at 6 a.m. It was like 7, 8 a.m. and they still hadn't shown up. No one had shown up. And I had to call the district manager. I'm like, yeah, no one is here. And apparently the person had like gotten like drunk or something the night before and just they had a hangover and didn't show up.
Oh, of course.
I'm just like,
thanks, asshole.
And they were always late in the morning. They were like always at least 15 minutes late. I'm just like, you were supposed to be here. Where were you? They don't work there anymore. But
good. That's just not fair.
No, it's not. I'm just like, come on.
In any job I've ever worked, being like a minute late didn't affect anything.
No.
I still tried to be on time, but whatever job I worked, my production not starting for like a minute, never did anything.
Nope.
In any job I've ever worked. They always have that weird transition.
I want to
transition sound. I'll just do like the music.
Coin 6 News.
Don't. It's our news.
Well, it's their news first.
I know, but that's just funny. Hello, I'm Taylor. Welcome to CNN News. Tonight, NBC has an article about... Well, technically, like, all news sources actually do that.
From the Associated Press, for the most part.
Right.
HTN News. Police help us find the Portland pooper. Man seen defecating near business on Southeast 58th in Powell several times. Portland, Oregon. A Southeast Portland business owner is working to find a man seen defecating near his office several times in the past month. Now, police are involved in the case. Officers say the man pictured in the flyer posted around the city has officially been called a suspect. I think it's a really gross and shocking, Brittany Smith said. I didn't know what to say about it. Many Southeast Many Southeast Portland residents want to know the circumstances behind the man who has been captured doing his business outside the building. Oh no, is it?
You are not good at quiz.
No.
I pointed at a paragraph, I pointed at me because it's a quote.
You pointed at like the second quote of the thing.
I put my finger right there. You're dumb.
You pointed at like the bottom one.
No, I didn't. I pointed right there. I know what I pointed at.
Yeah, that was... it could have been misconstrued as the second quote.
I pointed at that. I'm going to read the paragraph I pointed at. You're stupid.
You're stupid.
And again, you probably didn't see it over the microphone. I want to read this quote from this lady because we just watched the video that's up on top. At first we read it and we thought they were just like saying it, but no, this lady has like this like amazing like this is just a thing.
This is just
They do it. I find it interesting that he has toilet paper with him. It's very pre-planned. Katrina Salazar, who works nearby at Fix Hair Studio, told Coin 6 News, "You just don't really know what to expect around here. People, they like do their own thing. They kind of march to the beat of their own drum."
The business owner said the latest incident happened over the weekend. Since it wasn't the first offense, he decided to deem the suspect the Portland Pooper.
And that's why we're doing the article.
Now that police have formally identified the man as a suspect, his face is being shown for the first time. Flyers and posters with his face have been posted around the neighborhood. The man could face offensive littering charges. If you have information regarding his identity, please call the police.
No, it says please call police.
Oh, please call police.
If you have problems, you gotta find police.
You gotta find...
Yo, police! Why hasn't somebody made a cop show called Police, and that's like one of the guy's last name?
His name is Paul East.
My God. Somebody pay this man $1 million.
Mr. East! Please. Mr. East was my father. Call me Paul.
A USA Original Series.
He's a doctor.
Okay, so brilliant. Okay, so first of all, the thumbnail for today.
Like, when you were watching the camera footage that was shown during the thing, you could see that I think he saw the camera. Like, what is that? What is that? Is that a camera?
Like, look at the face of this guy when you see the thumbnail for the episode.
He looks.
This guy knows what he's doing.
He looks sad and confused.
This isn't a toilet?
What? I mean, but he brought toilet paper with him. I mean, he knows what he's doing, but he just looks... He looks kind of like a sad sack. That's the best way to describe him. Just a sad sack of potatoes.
He don't know what he's doing. And apparently, ass dried, like... She's like, this is just what happens. I was like, what is so special about Portland, Oregon?
They're just... From what I understand, they're just weird. Portland... Because apparently there's a show called Portlandia. And it has, like, a bunch of weird characters in Portland. And, like, 90% of the stuff is kind of what you can expect to see in... It's kind of a true life.
I thought that was Florida's job.
No. Portland, Oregon is kind of for, like...
Who the hell is Oregon Man?
Oregon Man? I don't know.
No, it's supposed to be Florida Man.
It's from Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Not ours. That's not ours. That's another podcast.
That's not our joke thingy. That belongs to another podcast. Not Florida Man in general.
Yeah.
Just they do that. Florida Man. I like Florida Man.
I went to Florida.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you for listening to our news. Thank you. I've been JaqDanical.
And I've been Dry Zachariah.
Good night. Dun, 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 dun. That's not the end of the podcast. That's the end of the news.
That's just the end of the news.
But the end of the podcast is in like another 12 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to start doing that, even if it is just like our mouths. We need to figure out some thing. I want to go like, you know what time it is. Dun, 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 dun. And people are like, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hello, I'm JaqDanical.
And I'm Dry Zachariah.
Welcome to HDN Tonight. Tonight's news. And it's just like, oh, they're doing news.
Oh, okay.
We should do that.
Oh. The page reloaded itself.
Why did the page just reset itself? Chrome, you weird. Well, people, thanks for listening. I'm JaqDanical.
I'm Dry Zachariah.
And we just wasted the last, 20 seconds. Like, it's not the end of the podcast, even though we didn't do anything.
It's not the end, but it's pretty much the end. If you're the Portland Pooper, stop that shit.